As a man, you probably think that the world as it is today is very hostile toward the masculine sex. We've been told that men were the strong sex and women the weaker one. However, that's not the case. Let me explain. The judicial system, in particular family law, puts women in a privileged position in the case of divorce, so many men end up paying alimony to a spouse or children. Men realize that the incentives of getting married are almost non-existent. Back in the day, the structure of the family made sense, and indeed that's how countries like the United States grew in the 1950s. Masculinity was powerful and admired, whereas now there's a lot of propaganda against it. For these reasons and many more I'm about to explain, men are considering a life of genuine independence away from women who might rip them off eventually. So stay tuned, you're about to know why most men don't want to marry anymore. Some insights are absolutely interesting. But before we go deeper, let me share the comment of the day. Father Wolfs once said, "Lately when it comes to women from their late 30s and up, I don't make eye contact. I'll get a greeting and they just dead masculine. Hey, from me. 50% of the time I will hear some negative comment from them under their breath. The more attractive they are, the nastier the comment. I remember what my mother told me when I was little. When a girl hits you, she really likes you. Good on you, Mom. Nice to feel I have that power, and the power to walk on and to say whatever. I have better things in life to focus on, not some self-entitled wannabe princess that is a leftover living with cats and drinking cheap boxed wine." You put it just how it is, and I couldn't agree more. Being able to walk on is a huge superpower, and you seem to be using it like a pro, so keep it up. Father Wolfs 1, don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual, guys, I will pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most light, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Now, back to the video. In the next few minutes, I'll be sharing men's perspectives on marriage. I'm sure you will get a good idea of their motives for not considering marriage a good choice. I know quite a few guys that should be married and would be great husbands and dads, but just haven't swallowed the blue pill. The reasons they don't want to be married are diverse. I'm going to tell you their reasons as well as a few of my own from personal observation. We're just too busy. We devote time working to keep a roof over our heads. Too busy going to school and trying to improve ourselves. Too busy just trying to survive. Too busy ignoring society's hostility towards men. We like our hobbies, hunting, working on the hot rod, music, side hustles, and everything in between. In trying to take our minds off of the daily hustle and bustle, we found something to be passionate about. Lack of high-quality women. This may come as a surprise, but men have standards too. We need a partner that is attractive, reliable, and actually knows something about the home arts, cooking, cleaning, baby care, all that good stuff. Tatted up, promiscuous women with too many bad choices, bad debt, and bad habits behind them are unappealing. Not wife material, to be honest. This might come as a surprise too, but some men don't want one-night stands. We can't afford to waste our time on losers, whether male or female. No man wants to be a woman's 20th, 40th, or 60th choice of sex partner. We don't want a booze hound. We don't want a girl with an astronomical body count. We don't want to be daddies to someone else's kids. We don't want a feminist. We don't want entitled women. What we need is a woman that conducts herself with class, femininity, and trustworthiness. Is it clear what most men want and don't want in a woman? We can't afford it. Because of feminism, women have moved from the home to the workplace. While this isn't a completely horrible thing, it does create a glut of workers, and men now have to compete with women for jobs. The government wanted more workers to increase the GDP and collect more taxes. Interestingly, the cost of living does nothing but increase every single year, while wages remain low or stagnate, and we can't be the providers that we were conditioned to be. Heavy student loan debt is also a problem. And by the way, we don't want to pay off someone else's college debt, let alone that of someone who did gender studies. No man wants to be a poor provider for his future family, so we delay or do not consider marriage at all. We are sick and tired of being an ATM. The horror stories. Let me make it clear that there are abusive men out there, and I despise them as much. Abusive or cheating wives have destroyed the lives of decent men just because they can. They can lie about it because almost everyone will take a woman's side over a man's side and ultimately make the situation the man's fault. The Duluth model of domestic law enforcement is oppressive towards men. Today, the mantra is guilty until proven innocent and not the way around. No-fault divorce, now obsolete because of better technology and medicine, has made marriage into a financial planning tool for women. When the marriage is over and finally ends up in the gynocentric divorce and family court system, another cog in the matriz wheel, the laws and the rulings are typically designed against men. Men are realizing that marriage is a legally and financially risky choice. No sane man wants to pay alimony to a cheating spouse or support children that aren't even his for 18 years, yet this happens with a depressing frequency. No, thank you. Singlehood is a decision many men have already made, and most of them are happier than ever. It's too late. Feminism has conditioned women to prioritize careers over family. Their career is their baby in reality. The social contract between men and women is largely gone now. Women are throwing away their best, fertile years, chasing a college education they never needed, even studying degrees they don't genuinely like, building a career they don't intend to keep, or just partying it up and finding themselves by experiencing as many sexual partners as they can. By about 30, when that biological clock ticking becomes too loud to ignore when they hit the wall, the desperation to actually serve your life's purpose starts to set in. The men that used to be plentiful have moved on to a more youthful model, and most of the few that are available are now, because standards have to come down in proportion to fertility, have already been married, gone through the judicial system unsuccessfully, or don't want to raise children well into their senior and retirement years. We're tired of the games. Too many mind games, too much of not being honest, too much getting hearts trampled on by entitled, capricious, superficial, and aloof women. We got sick and tired of mixed signals too. Strong and independent women using men for free gifts and free food. Most girls I dated expected the man to pay. Modern women like to complain about jerks, narcissists, and lustful men, but only date those types of guys and feminists that demand chivalry from men. Make up your mind, please. And please, a bit of accountability won't do any harm either. We've given up. For close to 60 years, we men have been told that we're infantile, immature, worthless, brutes, potential rapists, clods, and fools. A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. The future is female. Boys are stupid. Girl power. We get it. A boy's education isn't a priority anymore. Boys' games are violent and therefore banned on playgrounds. Boys' behavior is energetic, so we medicate and brainwash them to be as docile in the classroom as girls. And don't forget to do TikTok videos too. This goes on all the way through elementary school and into high school. If we don't drop out, we might make it to college. When a boy struggles, nobody cares. If a girl struggles, it's the end of the world, and everyone says, poor you. In college, women are prioritized, yet are oppressed all at the same time. They are so prioritized that some countries give them cheaper tuition for studying degrees that men tend to study more like engineering and computer science. Men are expected to toe the feminist line or be considered villains of the patriarchy. This seems like a world of diversity, but at the same time, some questions are so binary. Men are not going to college anymore. Trade school is more affordable and gives us decent paying jobs to support ourselves. Plus, we add value to society despite working these so-called unqualified jobs. Society doesn't want us and men's spaces to be attacked and destroyed, so we just stick to ourselves now. In the meantime, women, whose mental programming tells them to marry up, have a dwindling pool of men to marry up with being a husband and father used to imply prestige. Now, married men are only seen as income sources and providers. A few decades ago, the saying that behind every good man there is a better woman is nothing but a narrative. Back in the day, women inspired men to do great and be great to keep her by their side. Now, women tend to have a plan B, in some cases, the whole alphabet. We've taken the hint. You don't want us around unless you need something like attention, validation, or resources. If you don't like it, you only have yourselves, mothers, and grandmothers to blame. Do you want us to leave you alone? Done. We don't approach you anymore. Do you want the patriarchy gone? You got it. Enjoy your turn at being in charge. Remember that your time is precious. Make the first move, don't waste time, and choose your men carefully. Such a dose of reality and facts ignored by most people, isn't it? If you wondered why men are not considering marriage, bet you know now. Stats say that 50% of marriages end up in divorce, and only 5% of all marriages are successful. Did you know Einstein went through divorce too? Even brilliant people can suffer from this too. Make your own choices, but as for now, I personally don't consider marrying. I hope you learned something new in this video. I wish you not only tremendous success, but happiness too. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Have you ever heard a man saying why he chooses not to marry? If so, what has she said? And what are your reasons for not marrying? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, hit the like and subscribe buttons, comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.